All right. I just realized I finished the last lesson saying that's it for lesson 8, but I should have said lesson 7. Anyways, here's lesson 8. Lesson 8 is doing what's known as the perfect tense, or the perfect tense. Now, this is past tense, and it is really actually what we would just call past tense, as opposed to the imperfect tense from lesson 2, which was were, bombas, bombos, buses, bond. That is in the past, but it's not it might not be what we would call the past tense in English. Usually if we say past tense, we mean it ends like a verb that ends in ed. I walked. I walked to the store. That would be the perfect tense. And just or the past tense. And whereas I was walking to the store is the imperfect tense, right? That usually implies something happened and it got interrupted, right? So in the past you learned that imperfect tense means unfinished, not completed. Well, the perfect tense means completed or finished. And so the first thing is, again, we're using the amo, to love, as our verb. And the endings are going to be, actually, first off, let me show you how to find, you'll notice it's not amo, ama, and then ama, ama, ama. It's amav, 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 amav. Now, the way we find that is, because we're using the perfect tense, I have to use what's known as the perfect stem. Up until this point, I've been using what is known as the present stem. So for example, in amo amare, in the present stem of that is ama. And we were using those and clama and all those verbs. Everything you've done so far up until this point, up until you got to lesson 7 where you started using principal parts. But lessons 1 through 6, those were all, the present stem or in the present system, right? Now you're moving into the perfect system, and there are going to be three tenses that go into the perfect system: perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect. And in all 3 of those, you need what is known as the perfect stem. Now, how do you find the perfect stem? Well, if you remember from the last lesson, lesson 7, you learned the principal parts. So let's go with amo, amare, amavi, amatus. Right? And the way to find the perfect stem is this is something that all the students need to know. To find the perfect stem, this question shows up on the tests and the quizzes all the time. And it's funny because even though it shows up and we remind them of it all the time, they still forget it. The way to find the perfect stem is you find the third principal part. We're going to call it PP for now. You find the third principal part and you drop I. And that's it. And then if you've got that, what's left over is the perfect stem. So for amavi, I'm going to drop the I, and I have amav. And that is my perfect stem. And so now to conjugate into the perfect tense, all I do is I just use amav, 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 and I write it 3 times here for the singular column and 3 times here for the plural column. And then I just add my perfect tense endings. I isti eat, imus isti serunt. And of course, like all the other ones, you just have to memorize them. And, chanting them is like an easy way. I isti eat. Imus istis erunt. And this translates, and then this is the other thing, it's a little complicated because it can translate 3 different ways. So the helping verbs for these are have, has, and did. Not had, because that would be the pluperfect, which is going to be the next lesson. In perfect system, it's either have, has, did, or it can be a verb ending in ed. All 1, 2, 3, 4 of these could be translated that way. So, and you'll see that they have it right here. where it's, you got this diamond here. It says there are 3 English translations for the Latin perfect tense. For translation work, any of the 3 are correct, although one may sound better in a particular context. They're saying 3 because you can't use all 4 of these on just like any of them, but you'll see what I mean. For recitation, use the present perfect meaning with the helping verbs have and has. Okay, so meaning amavi, this right here, can be translated as I loved, I have loved, or I did love. So if you're doing your homework, you could put any 3 of those for this one, and it'd be correct. So, and the reason why there are 4 is because I have loved, you have loved, he has loved. You wouldn't use say he have loved. So that's where the word has comes in. But this could also be you did love, he did love, she did love, it did love. And then, of course, it could also be it loved, he loved, she loved, right? These are all, it's just, what am I trying to say? Anyway, so that's it. Have, has, did, and then a verb with ed at the end. Let's see if you can see it better. Kind of. All right, I got my Mystic Monk coffee cup holding this up because we are high tech here. So that's the perfect tense. I don't think I need to explain any more. And of course, you'll need to know those adverbs down there. And remember, and so it's for the Latin verb perfect means completed, or we might say finished. The perfect tense describes a one-time action completed in the past. And that's it for the perfect tense.